gentle leaders can be two really helpful tools when you're training your dog how to walk nicely on a leash. The disadvantage to some of these tools is that they take a little getting used to. If you just put it on and go, it can be a little overwhelming to the dog. So what we'd like to do is teach the dog from the outset that these things are not scary. You don't need to be worried about any of them. So I'm going to show you an easy way to introduce these things. Both the harness and the gentle leader should be tools that you desensitize before you actually use them. But if your dog's already kind of decided that they don't like it, you can undo some of that damage by playing a few games with them. I'm going to show you a really easy one. Absolute easiest thing to do. Just put it on the ground, okay, Tara, and let them eat some treats out of it, like it's a dog dish. They might be a little wary of it at first, but if we get fed from it on a regular basis, it turns out that that thing is not so scary to begin with. And just because I pull it out of the closet doesn't mean we're going to go for a walk. Doesn't mean that you're going to get shoved into it. All we're going to do is pull it out and give some treats. You can see Tara's wagging her tail. She thinks this is a great game. I'm just using her dog food. Okay? I just put it down. I put a treat inside of it. Let her sniff it and get used to it. Okay? Especially with these harnesses that go over the head, it can be a little overwhelming. Tara actually was not so comfortable with this when she was a puppy. So what I did was teach her that it was her choice if she wanted to go into the harness or not. I wasn't going to just grab her and shove it over her head. So what I did was I took the harness and made a loop out of it like this, and I held a treat here, and I just let her stuff her nose in right at the edge of the harness, right where my hand is. So she doesn't have to go all the way into it at first. Just go right here and eat a treat. You can see she's very comfortable with that. You're very silly. Okay, and as she got better, she'd reach a little further and a little further, and as we got real comfortable, it'd go all the way past our ears. Oh, that was so scary when we were a puppy. Okay? And then I let it be her choice to come all the way through it. You can see I'm trying really hard not to put it over her head. I'm letting her decide if she's going to go through it or not. Let me get myself organized here. Okay? Whoa, I dropped a cookie. Whoa, come here. Good girl. Okay? I'm going to hold it out, hold my treat out, and it's her choice if she wants to go in the harness. Okay? You can see she's still not the biggest fan of these things. But she's not scared of it. She's not going to run away if I pull it out of the closet and need to use it. Good girl. Now she's totally comfortable with me actually putting it on. But you want to make sure that the dog is able to put their head through, and they'll go through past their ears on their own. You want the dog to be comfortable with doing that, because that's the scariest part. It's going all the way over their head past their ears, and that is usually the point where we're kind of leaning over them and in their space. So when they're real comfortable with that, you can get them used to actually letting it get put on, okay? So I'm putting it on over her shoulders, I flop it around, we pull it off, we get a cookie for all of that. So she's putting her head through, good girl, flop over, we reward her for it. Okay? Other things you can do is when you put it on and you clip it and you're ready to go, you can drop a few treats on the ground just so the dog walks around and gets comfortable with the feeling of it on. It's common when you first put it on that dogs will be frozen, especially with coats or jackets or harnesses. You put it on and they don't know how to move. So if you can put it on and drop a few treats, that will help them get more comfortable with it and get used to the idea that they can move with it on. It's okay. Okay. Also, this big scary clip sound needs to get desensitized. Cookie. Okay. Cookie. Because once it's happening real close to their ears, it can startle them. So those are good things for you to desensitize. Good girl. Very nice. Very good. And it goes without saying that you'll have to practice this more than you actually use it. When you're in a hurry and you just put it on and go, you can overwhelm your dog. If they already don't like the harness, give them time to get used to it and play these games where you're not really putting it on and going. You're not in a hurry. You can be relaxed and dole out lots of rewards for it. Gentle leaders are in the same category. We have to get comfortable with it. Let's move you. Come here. Good girl. Very nice. Very nice. So we're going to teach the dog to put their nose in it to get a cookie first. Okay. And we're just going to repeat this till the dog is super, super comfortable with it. You know. Step one would probably still be putting it on the floor, putting lots of treats on it so that they're super comfortable with it. Good girl. Until my dog is super, super comfortable putting their head all the way in there. Then I'll put it on their nose and leave it on their nose while I feed them treats. Okay. Notice I'm putting it up high so she can get used to the feeling of it on her nose. And if she puts her head down and it drops, it doesn't matter. It just gives you another chance to put it back on, try it over and over and over again. Good girl. So she's super comfortable with it, okay? If you put it on too quickly and just go, it can overwhelm them and they'll start pawing at it or rubbing their head on the floor, rolling on the floor. So we want it to be really comfortable. The next step would be to put it on and get her used to the feeling of it a little bit under her face. Here, see, I give it a little jiggle and she feels some pressure there on the top of her nose. I just want her to know that, hey, there's a thing here on your face. You feel that? Is that any big deal? No? Okay, cookie. Okay. And then I'm going to get her used to feeling it a little stronger. I might, pull on it a little bit, give her a cookie, give her some pressure this way, give her a cookie, pressure that way, give her a cookie, so she gets real comfortable with it. It really shouldn't be a big deal whether we're using this or not. It should be just like a collar. If you take the time to desensitize it, it's not a big deal. Good girl. And it's a really super handy tool if you have a dog who spends a lot of time staring around the environment or pulls your arm out of your socket because they saw a squirrel or a dog. It's just a training tool, just like everything else. We use it to teach the behavior that we like so that we can eventually get rid of the training tools because we've taught the dog the right expectations. See how the ring is down here? That's where my leash would go. Good girl. And then you've got a dog who's very comfortable walking around. You can even teach the dog to follow it if you pull on it and show her a cookie. Right? We'll follow the cookie anywhere, so that gets us used to the feeling of it on our face. Good girl. Okay, I'm done. Very nice. Good girl. Very good. And that is how we teach our dogs to get comfortable with training equipment. Okay, take it. All right, let's go.